Um, I'm a bit late today. I had a few things to sort out. My well, I was just grabbing a cup of tea because at the very last minute, I was like, "Oh, I really need a cup of tea." I was feeling a bit thirsty and didn't want to start without getting my cup of tea. So anyway, I rushed around to get everything ready. And then I realised this morning I decided to upgrade my operating system on my Mac to the latest Mojave, or however you say that. And then just right now I'm like, right, let's start up. Let's open the terminal. Open the web browser and start things up. And nothing worked. Everything was broken. I was like, no. Why didn't I check it earlier? Anyway, I think things will start working now. So I installed a whole stack of stuff. So I'm hoping that I did enough to get it working. So let's see. I think one of the things that you can notice straight away is I've got the dark theme turned on. So all these windows are all dark. Nothing going on. Right. Turn this on. Now we should have something here. No, I don't. Oh, I misspelt it. Phew, there we go. Let's log in. Okay, awesome. Well, that was interesting. I think I should probably not upgrade things so close to doing a live stream in the future. Or maybe I should just show you all the things that went wrong and how I fixed them all before the stream. Right, so where is my note book? Here it is. Purchase decks. Right, so we were saying on purchase decks, we wanted to do some of these tasks. So finish specs for insert user cards, add common as a rarity to admin panel, delete a deck. So the bulk delete on the deck, and also assign to a user. So those things I think should be doable. I don't know if I'll do them all tonight though, but we'll see. Because it is, after all, Saturday night, and well, I suppose I'm a little bit more awake than normal because I've had a day of not doing loads and loads of stuff, so I haven't been to work today. Although I did have to go shopping. I did have to get up early to take Milo to football. He doesn't really do football. He's only he's not even 2 years old yet, so it doesn't really qualify to be called football. He basically just staggers around and picks things up that are not supposed to be picked up. Art. I like to talk about the artwork. So we do have some artwork that's going to be developed soon. So I'm making a big list of all the cards that we need, and the artist is going to work through that big list of cards and go through one by one and decide how they should visualize and draw what I've asked for. So that's an ongoing project. I don't really have anything any art to show at the moment. There's some very rough sketches which are coming in, but I think I'll wait a little bit and show you the once they progressed a little bit. Yeah, so let's get some coding on. Right, I need an editor. Where's my editor? Yeah, so doing an upgrade of the operating system did throw a lot of extra things up that I didn't expect. Let's close all of these tabs. Okay. So we got to the point of implementing the random card generation, and we got to the point of being able to... Did we get to purchase? Can we buy stuff now? I can't remember. Hold on a sec. Let's go check. What do we implement here? So, Post API Dex. Oh yes, awesome. We did create the cards for the user. Let's just check the specs. Card repo spec. Generate random cards. User card repo spec. Yeah, okay, so we did say here we should go look at all the cards a user has and check. So right now there's no way to show what cards a user has. So I guess right now it's good enough that we can go purchase cards, but we need a way to display them. I think we'll have another thing here called My Collection. So we'll click on that and it'll show us all of the cards that we've purchased. I think I'm just going to use the same sort of list here, exactly this list here, same kind of component that we have for the admin panel. That allows us to keep things easy. Right, so I feel like I should implement this other test first. Can I implement this without doing that part? Not as easily. I think I'm going to have to add the fetching of a user's cards, basically. Yeah. So it makes sense to write that test here. Let's call it get all cards. Get all cards for this user. So here we'll say it should return all the cards a user owns, and here we'll need a user create. Hey, I can't type. We'll create a user, and this user is going to have a name. So this is like purchased cards user. Okay, now let's create some random cards. In fact, I think it's kind of just this. That's like setup. And then we'll need to create the cards for the user. So this is kind of just setup. We don't care about this part. I suppose we should do this. Yeah, so we're kind of going to do it twice. So the first time we basically have to say, hey, we want all of the angels and epic cards that our user owns. So we need to set those first. Then we need to go around again and say, on the second pass, we'll add duplicates of the first. And then we'll be able to check that the quantity is being incremented for duplicate cards. So that way we know that we're always going to have the capability to support having duplicate cards. So that is all well and good. And I think I'll definitely need get all cards for that. So let's implement it. Okay, so right now we've created a bunch of random cards. They're all epic and common, and we're saying here, just give me one card. Let's say next we'll say user card, and we don't really care about this result. To be fair, we don't really care about it. The point is this one is interesting to us. This will be get all cards, and this one should be a DB success, and it should be an array of. Now I've got some options here. I can return a card or a UI card. I kind of feel that these get all cards, they get used mostly for the UI, so I think like a UI card coming back from here would be nice. And that's what it should be basically. And then the value of it, so we'll say as a UI card. So this should, well, we'll get the I don't know, some value from it. Maybe the name, or well, this is going to return all the cards that a user earns. There's only one card, and when we create the cards, they're generated randomly. The only thing we really know for sure here is that is the deck. So and the type. So just here going to say the deck equals, and it's going to be angels. Right, so let's run this test. So you see here how I upgraded to Mac Mojave. All these, I chose the dark theme because it seems to be easier on my eyes, and you can see that this is like a grey dark color here. Right, let's do G. Another thing you can do actually that I do find useful is just run that specific test. So if I do alias on G test, then I can just borrow this part here. I can just say, look, set the environment variable as test, and then I can just say, hey, just run my specific test, and I can even be more specific. This is one of the things I do like about the crystal testing. I can choose a line number, so I can choose line number 50. So I can just say, hey, just run the spec that's on line 50, and that's what it does, which is awesome. Right, and that's the first step. So get all cards obviously is missing. We haven't implemented it yet. So we just go into the repos, into the user card repo, and this is where we're going to implement it. I'll stick it down here. So def get all cards, and all cards I want to return either a success or a failure. And I really just want to return an array of all the cards that we found for this user. And in order to do that, we're going to need the user. So we need the user ID, which will be string. I think, like I've said in the past, it's really nice to have types to identify things, because when you pass a string, you have no idea what this string is. You just know it's a string. But if you have a type here that represents something, like a user ID, which we call a tiny type, then we can say, I know exactly what to pass in this parameter. Because when you've got a whole stack of strings, it's very hard to know exactly what to pass, especially when you get a bit tired, which is something that can happen very quickly. So all we need is the user ID. And let's first check that user exists, which I'm going to borrow this user exists, and then I'm going to say, right, go and find me everything from the user card table where the user ID matches. So we'll just do a filter. Oh, that reminds me, the other thing, I was going to implement sample. Remember, I don't know if you were watching my previous video, but I said that it's better to use the sample API in the database than what we did. We just pulled off everything out database, and then we pushed it and sampled it. All right, so user ID, user ID. That is going to do it for us. Run the connection. So now we've got all of the cards for that user, but right now they're not actually UI cards. So we're going to map, iterate over each of these cards. So this is the this is like the user card. So here really we only have the difference between UI card and user card. Yes, user card is actually a mapping of on the database side. So it's more like a domain object where you write into the database using the user card structure, and you get stuff out again. And if you want to get stuff out as a user card, that keeps the API on the database side the same. But then if you want to expose out as JSON something, it's like a DTO. It just creates separation between what's going out to the front end and what's being stored in the database. But the main benefit for me is that I can mess around and change loads of stuff in the JSON output and use a UI card for that. And there's a couple of steps. Get all cards. If I was being really strict, I'd return a user card first, and then I'd go and have something else on top that returns UI card. But I don't really feel like doing that at the moment because it's not a huge amount of benefit right now. Though I normally say these things and then later on I'm like, oh, I wish I'd done that. I said it, but I didn't do it. Like writing not enough specs at the start. So our user card, let me check what user card has on it. Yeah, it's just the relationship between the user and the card and the quantity. And then here we need just to return all of those as UI cards. But now we've got the function, so I could just here return an empty UI card to start with. UI card takes all this stuff. Right here. Let me move that a sec. Just want to make this pass. UI card, new. Let's give it an ID. A name, and a deck. ID and some name and a deck. Angels, rarity, epic, description, some stuff, mana, health, and attack. Mana, health, and attack. Let's just stick that in a. There we go. Right. Yeah, until it gets messy. Yeah. I know what you mean. Right, will this make my test pass? Nope, it will not, because wrong number arguments, user card repo, all cards, yes. So I need to pass in the user ID in my spec. Here we go. This is user ID. Let's run it again. Okay, it must be array UI card, array UI card, not array card, yeah. Let's wrap this in a DB success. So when I'm pairing with other people, this is what they do. So if one of us is writing the test, one of us is writing the code, and we're going back and forth in ping pong, then say I'm writing the test and I have to try and make this this pass, and they have to try and make the production code and the test work. Deck given unexpected 0, UI card deck. Result as 0. Yes, okay. UI card deck. Result value as UI card. What do I have here? Oh yes, of course. It's an array. Oh yes, this is the other thing. Yeah, I can't do that. What's happening? Exciting. Okay, here we go. Angles. Mistyped that. Okay, so now we can say first deck equals angles. Totally spelt it wrong. Why can't I say deck? Why can't I say deck? UI card. Yeah, your UI card. What is your problem? UI card. He's got a deck. Does he not? UI card. He does have a deck. I don't have a getter for deck. Did I do that right? Angles. Angles, yeah. I do have a getter for deck. Yeah, it printed me out angles as a string. Well, help if I use the should keyword. Yeah, you're right about that. angles. Okay, so maybe I'm not as awake as I alluded to earlier on. Maybe I'm still half asleep. Yeah, there we go. Alrighty. Now then, I actually want to implement this, so rather than that, so for each user card, I then need to go look up the cards. Let's get the card by the user card card ID, I think. I've got to find a better way to reduce all of these various runs I'm making. Yeah, I should do that. Let's do it in a sec. Our table cards, user card ID, card just one connection. That will give me back a card. And then I have to do this thing, UI card.new. And then this whole thing, result, would go inside the DB success. And I guess here we need all of the bits here, so I think I'm going to make this UC just because not that, actually that's fine. I think I'll make this C because then I have to keep typing it. ID, right, UI card, what does it want? Name, name 2S. This is what is this? Deck. What's this? Rarity. So one of the other people I work with, they have this really cool like solarized view in the editor, and I don't know what it is, but recently a lot of people have been switching to these like really dark views, like Darkula in IntelliJ, and this Mojave has like a new dark theme, so I've like gone all in with the dark themes, but I'm not really sure if it's helping my eyes or not, to be honest. Maybe I should get like a solarized dark view for Atom. Don't know what I'm using right now. I think I'm using some sort of like blackboard theme. I'm not really sure if it's doing anything for my eyes. Yeah, but all the other guys I work with, well, half of them really like the light view, so like sort of pale pastel colours. And any benefit that I would have felt from having like a dark screen feels a little bit negated by the fact that I've got these massive huge lights pointing in my face right now. So I've got like a big light coming in down here for my green screen, another big lights up here pointing down here for my green screen. So I'm basically bathed in light right now. I'm just not used to having so much light. Right, what is this going to say? Yes. Close that, close that, close that, close that, close that, close that, close that. What's this? Don't need that. Get all cards must be DB failure or DB63, not isometric map. Okay, so this result is a map. So it needs to be a to A. Okay, awesome. Let's just correct this spelling here. Right, so now in theory we do have a number of cards for the user. I think though, let's pull this bit out so that I can say user cards is this thing, and then I can just say user cards first is that, and I can say user cards dot size should be 1. So 1 got 30. Okay. Why have I got 30? Create cards for user. User repo, angels. This is a new user, I think. Create random cards. Just creates me a whole bunch of cards. Right, I'm only expecting 1, not 30. Why do I have 30? Find me all of the cards for this user in the user card. Seems reasonable. Get me all the cards that match the card ID well, that's 1 card. Get me 1 card from the cards table for that card ID, and then go and do this. So actually we could have some sort of failure here. We might not be able to get this card, so we should probably handle that somewhere. Oops, wrong language. What if card doesn't exist? Okay. So I get my card and yeah, okay, let's p out some stuff here. Let's p out user cards first of all. Really miss like having a good debugger in Crystal. Right, yikes. What is this? Card ID, blah, ID, quantity, user ID. Oh, I've got a load of cards for this user. Interesting. So when I filtered user card, I already had a whole stack of cards for the user. So what am I doing in this spec here? This is my user, creates some random cards. I only give it the card repo. Create random cards just generates some random cards. It doesn't care about the user. Create cards for user is the thing which does the work. Oh, hold on. I know why. Yeah, I've just forgotten how I implemented it yesterday. Yeah, totally. It's totally correct. This should always generate 30 cards, 25 and 5, and assign them to the user. Right, sorry. I'm officially definitely tired. I do want 30 all the time. Every time I create a deck. This is really like a deck. Maybe I should rename this to create deck for user. Kind of feels like this would be better named. Unfortunately, there's no easy refactor here. Like if I was in IntelliJ or another IDE that had awesome refactoring, I'd be like just a couple of clicks and I could rename that. It would rename it across every single occurrence, but I don't have anything like that in Atom, and I don't know if I can get something like that. Anyway, I miss it. I'd like to have refactoring, because now I'm going to have to go create deck for user. I'm going to have to go and just... I could do a find and replace. But let's run that. Okay, happy with that. Happy with that. Let's have some tea to celebrate. Right. Let's remove that getter that I added. Don't need that. Okay, card repo spec. So now we can go look up all the cards. So now I can say user card repo get all cards for user ID. This will get me all the cards. Value as array of UI card. Okay, so what am I expecting here? I'm expecting, because I said create a quantity of 1, I'm only expecting what am I saying here? That's the number of decks, isn't it? I'm saying create me 1 deck. But I really want to know is, are there duplicates of cards inside here? If there are, how can I test that? So at the moment I can just see it's gonna give me like 30 cards. Do I have a way of making 2 of those cards the same? Yeah, I do, because I just need to ensure that I already create 1 deck. It's going to be a bit random though, isn't it? Because this is based on the random generator, so I basically have to reuse the same random set twice and then create the deck. Yeah, I don't have access to that. The randomness is right here. It's the sample that's going on here which would make that possible. So I'd have to maybe pass in. Yeah, it's a little bit hard to test the way I have it right here. Not sure exactly what I'm going to do about that. I'm going to come back to that, because I think I'd have to pass some callbacks in to make that work. But But anyway, yeah, so this get will... I don't really want to go around and test so many bits, but all of the deck should be epic angels. So I guess that's one thing we can just check. We can just say, for this array, let's map it and say this is like a card. All of the deck. Well, I could each it here and do a insertion. Really need to make the things here enums or something instead of having angels and epic. I mean, is this a good thing to do? I don't know. Let's try it. What's this? 33. Well, yeah, different object IDs. C as a UI card. C deck. Yeah, they should all be angels. Why can't... Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm doing Scala there, sorry. I keep switching in and out of Scala. So B is Scala, EQ is what I wanted. Yeah. I kind of miss having a not deck, sorry, rarity. I kind of miss having not having a message. Like, is there a message I can put here if it fails? I don't think so. But that'd be nice, because now when something fails in this loop, I don't know exactly what's failed. Yeah, we got common. That's because we created. We should have X amount common and X amount. Yeah, okay. No, I know a better test to do here. We should basically go get all of the cards. Alright, this is all the cards. And then we should just say cards.map. No, not map. Filter. No, was it? Crystal select. C dot deck. So that's all of the decks. Now, is there some kind of size? So I should have only 5 of these. Did I do that right? Expect 5 got 30. What? Select. See. Oh yeah, sorry. Deck equals angels. What? Deck equals. No, doing the wrong thing again. So we should have 30 deck of angels, and we should have, out of that deck, we should have epic should be 5. Come on, Kingsley, get it together. It's only 9:45 on a Saturday night. Common should be 25. Right, this test is totally going to pass. Okay, so we looked up all that stuff. We got that was thing. This will come back to later, just because I don't know exactly how I'm going to test the inner part of the sample. I mean, I suppose. No, I'll come back to it. I don't know how to do that. Okay, where's my notes? Here we go. So finish spec for insert user cards. Did I finish the spec for insert user cards? User card repo, create deck, insert, user card repo, spec, insert. Oh yeah, that's this stuff. It's probably nearly done. Okay, add common as a rarity to the admin panel. So that's something I need to do. So if I go to the admin panel, rarity, let's start the rarity with common. So that's in the front end. In admin, I think I put this stuff in common actually. If we scroll down to yeah, today Crystal 27.1 is out, so I need to upgrade to that, and then I need to go back through all my Crystal libraries and make sure they all work with 27.1. Notes. So this notes thing here is it's a cool kind of little notes thing. I just like jot down various info, game mechanics. You can put like tasks, like imagine the admin panel, you just tasks off here. It's quite basic, but it's easy to use. It's called About Notebook. What's it called? It's just called Notebook. It's by Zoho. I think I got it from the App Store. I do have Evernote, but I find Evernote such a quite a beast to use. I didn't want to be using it. It was very distracting. So this thing is very simple. So I can just keep my notes in it. And you can change the color. You can pick your own color, or you can use one of these colors. This one just came out pink for no reason. It's a random color. Right, add common. Where do we add common? What's it called? Rarity. Rarity. Edit card. Scope. Rarity. Rarity. Select deck options. Okay, select rarity options. So they're currently in common. Here we go. So I think if I just add common on here, that will do the job. Yeah, awesome. I don't mind if it's rare, but maybe I should make all these default to common though, instead of rare. Let's find this. Admin. Let's go common for that one. And common for that one. That's it. Oh, the generate random cards. Do the same for that. Generate random decks. Let's say common over here. Sometimes on Mint, you really have to do a hard refresh to get things to pick up. Generate random cards. That should be it. There you go. So Angels common, enter quantity, that'll generate a whole stack of random cards. This one is for a specific card, and here's all the cards that we can add. So we should be able to add, let's say demons, add me common, add me 10 common demons. Yikes. I think, is this the same problem I had the other day? What's this? Yeah, some weird random character. Because I'm using like a random generator faker library, sometimes it puts weird things in the in the text, some weird characters in the text that the database doesn't like. Where's my util? Card generator. So this faker lorem word, that's where I that's where I generate the stuff here. And I think when I do the random generation, this random dex calls API dex generate calls card repo generate random cards, card repo generate random cards, calls the card generator, and it creates a whole stack of random cards. So I think here, this is where we get the issue in the generation. Let's make this bigger. Let's try that again. Oops. 85. Identify method. Create cards for user. Did you mean? Oh, it would help if I renamed this correctly as well. CR85 GOMEC 85. This is now create deck for user. Incremental compilation. Right, let's try this random generator again. Oh, no. Now there's something stuck in the database, which is causing a problem. I'll have to nuke it. So maybe I shouldn't use the faker. Maybe I should just generate like a random word. I'll have to register again. Oops. Me at me. Let's register. Admin. Right, I'm going to print out what we get here. So let's say we do 50. Okay, that was fine. Let's do another 50. Right, one of those had a problem. Must have some weird character in one of these 50. It's a shame because it's much easier to just use the faker, but if it's going to have weird characters in that won't be accepted by the database, then it's not very useful. I can't see which one it is, what the problem is. But it is definitely when it's generating the randomness here. Maybe I could try just printing out the two specific fields, which is name and description, I think, instead of the whole stack. Oh, of course, I think this is not going to load now. Yeah, I'll have to nuke the database again. Sigh. That's not great. Maybe I should just ditch Faker. Let's go register again. Me. Register. Admin. Okay, let's create 100. And then what happened? Something in here it doesn't like. Looks alright to me though, so far. I think, unless... Well, I didn't see anything unusual. Alright, I'm just going to hard code it for now and check it again. Just hard code it here. I'm going to call this name and hard code it here as description. Just for a sec, because I want to know if it's that or something else that's causing the problem. I mean, that's the only moving part really, so I'd imagine it's something to do with that issue there. Oh yes, I'm going to have to nuke the database again, GDB. So yeah, we're using random data, obviously has its various issues because you can't guarantee what the data is that's coming out. And in this case, it seems to be making some kind of weird issue. I don't know why. Anyway, let's go register again. Oops. Register, go to admin panel. Right, go generate me 100 cards. Aha. Yes, so there is some issue here. It's having a mapping issue. Very interesting. Card repo find all. Let's go and look in the database. Card. R.db. Okay. I wonder if it's not. Yeah, I don't know what this problem is. It's a weird problem. can't really see much variance in any of these cards. They're all just pretty basic cards. I don't think there's anything particularly odd about the cards. Something's definitely not quite right though, because when I do the generator, when I do insert, the deck and the rarity, what's insert doing? It does card to H. This is my card. I think it's something to do with... Actually, I think it's inserted the cards okay. It's just when it... Because if it hadn't done it okay, this would blow up. So it definitely inserted it. But then when we say find all, maybe I've done something stupid here. Because this is the find all bit. Although actually in the admin panel we don't use that. We use the other one, the card. Yeah, on a sec. How do we show all the cards we get back? We use cards. Yeah, we do card repo find all. Card repo find all. Oh, hi Phoenix79. Actually, sorry, Drum445. Should have said hello to you too. You're giving me some great help with your, with the mistakes I'm making, and yeah, Christian, thanks for watching my live coding session. As you can see, I'm just struggling along, and I guess it's because it's this time of night. It's quite late for me, and my kids are in bed, so I can't be too noisy or too loud. And it's the end of the day, so and it's Saturday night. So I guess if I was like 20 years younger, I'd be out partying all night, and then I'd probably start this coding session at about 4 a.m. When I was completely drunk. But probably it would be a similar outcome. Probably still not code that great. Yeah, so I've got some weird issue going on here. Instead of returning me all my cards, it's checking a weird unexpected char exception. And it could be something to do with this. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to hard code a UI card going back so that there's no way that this piece of code could affect anything. Because I'm assuming it's the insert that is fine. I'm assuming it's the read back out again and the conversion into JSON. Just because I don't really see any other space for that to happen. Right, let's give it a go. So now, in theory, this should load all of the... no, this still doesn't load. Why doesn't this load? So this is also... So when I hit this URL here, what happens? I hit this API card, a get on API card. API card basically just is a get API card. So basically it just does this, find all, and it puts the cards in. I mean, I could try just an empty list here. Oh yes, this should be, what's find all again? It's a DB success of array UI card. DB success of array UI card. So in here, this is like array of UI card. So this should work now. This should be like, hey, okay, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's the user part. Right, let's get rid of current user. Let's hard code all of this stuff. Name, email name user ID, email name user ID. Alright, so pretty much not doing anything now at this point. Well, is logged on is doing stuff. I suppose the find all is still doing stuff. So it could be that I have to not do the find all. Okay. I guess the find all is still trying to convert. Let's not do that. Let's try that. Yay, that's it. Okay, so basically the find all is causing a problem. So I can revert some of this. Let's go back here. This is all cool. This is actually cool. The find all is to blame. But card repo find all, what does it do? It doesn't do anything. It just returns a new UI card. So could it be this that's causing the problem? Let's try. So let's hard code this so that we always return this hard coded array. We will not do this result. Right, this should work. There's no reason why this won't work. I think the best thing about this is I can see what's going on, which is awesome. Okay, so it's doing this call here, which causes the problem. So why is that causing a problem? Sorry, bad naming convention there. Or maybe with this P here. Let's see what's going on with this. Because it could be the driver. It could be the DB driver. Okay, that is actually killing it. Interesting. Yeah. JSON mapping error on table cards. So I guess it takes the content of the cards and it maps them in the driver, and that must be the source of the problem. So in where is the driver? Let's check. shard.yaml. Let's just go here. Source. So this actually happens around about, we think, DB connection 188. We think DB connection 188. JSON mapping. So it can't map this JSON. So array of query result, error type, array of JSON any or array of int32. So I've got a suspicion that something in here is not doing very well. And maybe it's to do with the number, because it like works on and off, which is a bit weird. Is there any, this is all strings as well, so it's not like there's anything difficult to cope with in here. Ooh, I wonder if it's unhappy about a keyword. Desk. No. Okay, so I need to investigate this issue. I've never come across this issue before. So investigate JSON mapping error. Rethink DB connection line 188. Alright, it's on my list. Right, let's go do the other stuff anyway. I mean, this thing is not seem to be causing a problem for lower amounts of data. Just when I, every now and again when I create a large amount, it seems to be causing a problem. So GOMEC, we put all that back. Admin, what did I change? Where's my updates? Where's my git? Unstayed changes. Right, card repo spec GOMEC. On success, create cards repo, create a repo. It's all good. Card repo. Oh yeah, I need to go fix this in card repo. User card repo. It's all good. Random decks, all good. All good. All good. Right. Just need to fix card repo. Card repo. Let's put that back. This should just be result. Alrighty. C name. So yeah, sorry, I was blaming Faker there. I was like, hey, it's this damn random number generation, random text generation which causing the problem. But totally wasn't I? Totally blamed Faker for no reason. I'm sorry, Faker. Yeah, I think it's probably something to do with the driver, because it's it seems to be causing some sort of issue. Right, anyway, let's run the specs. Let's run all the specs. G test. Just make sure I didn't miss anything out here. Oh, one error. What did I do wrong here? Oh, this is an inspected char thing. Okay, get all cards. Yes, this is the get all cards thing on the user card repo, which we know about. Something, probably because I'm also doing the same thing here. I'm doing the same get on the card ID for each of the cards, and something must be weird going on in there. That's why I'm getting that issue. And it could even be, let's try it just a couple of times just to see if I get any variation. No, it's still getting that issue. Okay, never mind. We'll move on. I'll come back and fix that a bit later. I need to do a bit of investigation. Right, so let's register again. me@me.com. My name. Register here. Right, let's go admin panel. Right, where's my notes? So those two things I got to investigate. Let's do delete, and let's do bulk assign, and we did this. We did that one. Right, so delete's next. Let's write a spec for delete. User card repo spec. Okay. Let's do describe delete. Describe delete. It should delete the supplied cards. We'll do a bulk thing here, I think. I'm going to implement the back end first and then look at the front end. Is kernel support versioning HTTP namespace? I'm not sure actually. I think it does. I think it should. I think it definitely should be doable to version the namespace. I don't know if it supports it by default or not though. I'll have to check. Not sure. Anyway, some of my viewers here, to show you some of the artwork. I love showing the artwork because it makes a change from looking at the boring editor and the coding all the time. So these are the Angel Euphrates. She's the Angel deck theme. This is King Asmodean. He's the Demon deck theme, and then this is King Dominic. He's a Paladin, and I've also got the Undead theme. So when you look at the main sort of screen here, you'll see Paladins, Angels, Demons, and Undead. And we started working through all the various different cards to make artwork for them, which is coming up. Just so you get an idea of the kind of direction we're going in. And also we've got some pretty cool UI work which is coming up. I think. Oh yeah, I just just expanded the OBS. I just full screened OBS somehow. That was totally not what I wanted to do. Let's try again. Go here. Artwork. I think this, yeah. This is an example of what the UI is going to look like for the collectors, the deck collector, the collection of decks. So you'd have your whole decks that you own here with filters at the top, and then all the cards you can click on a deck and edit it and drag cards in and out of the deck. And then we've got a few other bits going on. I'm in Mojave, and there's supposed to be some sort of cool view tools. Like here you can see this is the Angel. How do I page through this? I don't know how to page through this. Anyway, there's the Demon. I'm not used to this view. Oh, there's another one. Okay, so this is not. Yeah, I don't know. I'll figure out how to use the new operating system. But yeah, that's the artwork that's coming up. Right, let's get on with delete. So basically, we should say card repo delete, and we'll give it a list of card IDs to delete. So let's say we go and add a whole stack of cards. I'll just add one card for now. Or maybe this generate random cards. Maybe I'll do that instead. Random result. So this will be an array of cards, and let's delete them. So let's get the card IDs, which will be random. Let's call them random cards. Makes more sense. Random cards. Right, let's map these cards and take out the card ID, and then we'll just pass those card IDs to the delete. And the return of delete, I think I'll just give us the number of cards it deleted. So this will be like results dot value as, will it be in a DB success? I think it will be inside the DB success. This will be like value as int 32 version 32 should be 2. Okay. There's also the case though where if the card is already associated with a user, maybe we want to check for that. So this is the simple case. Should delete the supplied cards when card do not belong to any users. Then we'll have a more complicated case where should delete the supplied cards when cards belong to some users. Alright, and we'll come back and do that one a bit later. So right, let's run this test. So it's 65, card repo spec 65. Card repo spec 65. Yes, random cards dot map success array of cards. Yeah, random cards value as array of what? Of card. Okay, yes, we've got no delete. That's the point of the test. So now we're going to go to card repo and implement delete. I feel like because delete's adding things at the bottom of the screen, I'm like looking down all the time. I really want to like add something at the top of the screen so I can look up at the top. So I'm going to put it right before here just so I can look up instead of looking down all the time. Right, delete. This is going to take card IDs, which will be an array of of a string now, but we'll have some tiny types soon. So instead of having string everywhere, we'll have proper types, but we're not quite there yet. Right, so this will be int 32. Right, let's do it. R table cards filter ID, I think should be don't know if there's a better way to do this. I'm going to map for now. That's the card ID. So for each one, we'll filter it on the card ID. Then we'll say delete. I think that's how it goes. Let's run the spec, see what happens. Not quite. String or nil? What do you mean string or nil? Card repo delete 69. Card repo delete with type array string or nil. It could be nil. Interesting. Well, would that fix it? Alright, I've got Cursor back. Okay, fine. Yeah, I need to, after I've done all deletions, what do I get back on a delete? I don't actually know. I think I better go check the database itself. So, do I have any cards left? Let's just run this again. No, I don't have any cards. Let's go admin panel. Let's make a card. Just something I can 1, 3, 6, 4. Let's save that. I've got one card in there. Let's go run this. Here's my one card. So if I just said filter this, actually I think it's this syntax in here. Filter this by the ID. Let's go with the ID. Okay. And then if I just say delete, what happens? Can't I say delete here? Oh, there we go. Deleted 1. Okay, I think that's all we need then. I need to get the thing off the result each time, and then return those in a map and maybe just sum them up. Okay, let's try this. I mean, of course it could fail here, in which case we want to break out of the map. So that's why map maybe is not the best thing here. We should put like a to-do here that says, hey, what what if this fails? What if something goes wrong? We should do something else. Right, so in theory we should have the result should have on it deleted. What is it? It's a int 32, I guess. It's as I. So because we're mapping, we'll end up with a whole stack of deleted things here, and then I think it'd be nice if we just do sum. I don't know if you can just do sum on an array. Let's go check the Crystal docs. Crystal lang array. One of the things that also throws me off when I'm looking for Crystal docs is I always like well, here it's got the I don't know if you can see that, but it's got the version of the crystal, and sometimes I haven't noticed that it's like version like 18 or something, and we're on like version 27, and I'm reading the docs going, oh yes, this stuff, this is how it is. And then I go and start implementing it, and I'm like, what's going on? Nothing's working. This method doesn't exist. And then when I go back and look at the docs, I'm like, ah, that's right, because I should have put the right version up here. So it catches me out all the time, especially when I'm really tired. Right, how can I sum? Is there a sum? Tell me there's a sum. Is there a, yes, there's a sum. Very nice. What does sum do? Fantastic. So this should work then. This should give me back. Oh yes, the other thing is this should be wrapped in a DB success. DB success results. Oops. Let's run the test. What do we get? Can't use a result inside assignment. Card repo 27. Card repo 27. Oh yes, okay. Shadowing it there. Let's call this res. Here we go. Undefined. Oh, it's a cursor. This result is a cursor because I guess it deleted many things. So I think I've got to say to A, and then I'm going to have to do something similar here. So I'm going to have to say, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll flat. Can I flat map here? Because if instead of doing this result, what if I was just to say map here? This is the no, I was a bad one to use. Let's say delete result. So if this result should have deleted as I think. Yeah, I think that's right. Then all of these could be summed or not, or they could just be flat mapped. I think these could be flat mapped. But things are starting to get a little bit hazy now. What? Using audio finish stream. Well, that's a shame. I think it doesn't like it because after this, the stream's finished. Yeah, I see. DR deleted as. Alright, so what we'll do then, instead of doing this map here, we'll just print out the result and we will just for now return a 0 and let's just map this here. I just want to know what that looks like. What's the shape of this here? Result card for delete. Card query result. Okay, that's a query result. Let's not sum this. Let's not do that. Let's try again. No, it doesn't like that. Maybe the problem is the card IDs. Delete connection to A. Okay, let's drop that. It's actually on line 27 in delete. Table, cards, filter ID, delete, run. Okay. Well, delete's supposed to give me back something. It gave me a cursor. Oh, cursor with a stream. And then another cursor with another stream, because that's the 1 and the 2. So each one is its own stream. Interesting. Interesting. So user, so card refill spec, delete. When I get these random cards back, and I do say delete, I give it the card IDs. It doesn't like it if I try to do more stuff with it. Okay, well, it is a cursor, so I should be able to do 2A on it, surely. And then P up the whole thing. No block. Res. Map. P res. No, it just doesn't like it. Never mind. I can't call 2A on this. The stream is closed already after the deletion. Okay, maybe that's another issue with the driver. Let's make a note here. Investigate, delete, closing of stream on rethink DB driver. I think I should spell this right. Rethink DB driver. Alright, awesome. So this will do it. This will delete it, but I'm just gonna assume that for now that it did the right thing. We'll come back and fix this later on. Yeah, so what if it fails? Okay, it passed. Alright, so delete is working. Ideally, I'd like to get back the number of items it deleted like properly. At the moment, you can see I'm just assuming that the number deleted was the number that I passed in, which if something went wrong, then that wouldn't be the case. But it'll do to get us onto the next step, which is in the UI. Now we're going to come here and we're going to tick for every item that we want to delete. We're going to go and tick the card, and then once we've ticked the card, we're going to have a action that pops up that says delete, and we'll just bulk delete them all. Let's see if I can also generate 5 cards. Yes, I did. Or did I? Maybe something went wrong. No. Generate random cards. Let's go check that's hooked up properly. Let's just restart. Go on Mac, generate card repo, generate random cards, card repo, generate random cards, do the stuff, card generator is in util. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Should work. Yeah. Let's create another 5 which are legendary. Okay, there we go. We got 10 cards to play with. Let's go and add some checkboxes. I guess the checkboxes should go here. Maybe another column next to actions with checkboxes in them. That seems like a good thing to do. So admin, where's the result? Render view. This is all of the options. Okay, render card table. Okay, so let's add an extra header here. We'll just have we'll have nothing in there for now. We could put like a select all kind of checkbox in there at some point. Okay, then for each card we're going to render card, and for each card here we'll add another TD here which is going to have a select in it. Alright, let's borrow a select from Bootstrap. Let's go to Bootstrap for docs, and then we'll take get Bootstrap, components, forms. Let's find a nice checkbox. Checkboxes. That's okay to me. What's this? Do class form check. I guess that's what I want. Pop that in there. Not really needing a label, really. I think I just want the input. Don't know if that div is gonna have any styling. Wrong one. Right, let's close this one up because that's the crystal one. Let's open up the mint one a little bit. So this is probably complaining because the button, the input needs a closing tag. Yeah, that's it. So this should now reformat. Right, let's have a look. Okay, all the checkboxes. Okay, looking good. So when you select it, as long as any one checkbox is selected, then we will go and create a button up here, I think. Well, actually, I think the other story is about assigning the card to somebody. So maybe it should go at the top above the bar here in this space. Okay, so what we have to do is, I think on click, the checkbox would be on click here. On click, and we do need to give it the card ID. Yeah, we need to get the card ID. So is actually going to look very like this one. This would be select card. Okay, so select card is, I think, going to be a little bit like edit card. So I'll just put it up here. Fun select card, takes a card, returns a promise. So this is Mint, which actually I was talking to the guy G.Design today, or was it yesterday? He writes Mint, and he's going to release the next version out soon. And one of the things that I didn't like that much about the current version is you can't use styles on. You can't put the style tag on the HTML because it's forbidden currently. So you have to use like a style notation, this kind of thing where you say style something, and then here you put your your style here, like whatever here. But the problem with this is if you want to dynamically generate a style, like if you've got a number of hex codes for color, you can't really like auto generate them dynamically this way, because this is when there's a specific style with a specific name, and this is the the color, and you can't iterate this and create lots of ones that have different colors. So the easiest thing to do is stick a style tag on the div, but it wasn't permitted. Hopefully the next version that's coming, he'll do that. Because otherwise this is really nice. Mint's really nice front-end framework to use. Right, select card. We are gonna, every time we take a card, we're gonna add it to a list of cards that we're maintaining, and we're going to call this selected cards is selected cards plus card. What's this? Form input check, line 342. Oh yeah, selected card doesn't exist yet. Let's just create that as a state up here. Is an array of card is empty. Right, what's this? 342 form check input. 342 form check input. What's the problem? On click. I think that's the problem. The left operand doesn't match the plus. So number of strings, it's array. Oh yes, okay. So it doesn't like this. Yeah, I'm I'm typing crystal again in Mint. Yeah, I should really be not doing that. Here I should be saying array push. I think I can do selected cards thing array push card. Can I do that? Yes, I can do that. Alright, so when I select a card, but really it's a toggle. So when I select it, if the card is already in the list, I should remove it. and if it's not in the list I should add it. So first I need to know, is it in the list? So I have to say, let's do a sequence here. Yeah, so first I should say, is it in the list? So selected, how do I do that? I think it's like array dot member or contains or something. Let's go check the Mint Lang core. Mint Lang core source array push reverse map with index find. Find could work. Yeah. Oh, contains. Yeah, contains will work. So I should say selected cards. Don't know if you can hear in the background the crying, but my son, who's about he's nearly 2, he'll be 2 in April. He's just crying his eyes out. I think he's teething. But you can hear a faint sort of baby crying noise in the background. Array dot contains card. Okay, so this will give me a true or false. So this will be exists. So if it exists, then we want to say want to remove it. So how do we remove something from a list? So delete somewhere here. Find reject. Reject would do. Yep, I think reject would be good. Okay, so I want to say if exists else. So this would be updated selection. So if it exists, then we want to delete it. So we should say here selected cards array dot was it reject? And then here you've got the card, which is a card. Here we return a bool, and here we say C equals card, I think. Otherwise, we do the push. And updated selection would go here. All good. Should we format that a bit? Okay, now we're on the home stretch. So now in theory, the other thing as well, we need to actually, or do we? I was thinking we might need to know if it's ticked or not. So I think this is doing the right thing. Right. So if there's anything in the selection, then we want to show a form, probably at the top. Where's this used? Down here. Oh yes, here we go. existing cards. So probably we're going to put it here. This would be render bulk actions. Okay, so render bulk actions will pop here. Fun render bulk actions. And the bulk actions will just return some HTML. I'm going to put a little form here. I think I need like a field set. And we'll have like one of these. No, we don't need that just yet. We just want a button right now. Both the buttons. Button action, cancel button action. Here's a button. Just put the button in there, and we won't have any disabling of it. The value will just be delete. And on click, what's going to happen? On click, we will make a call, pass all the IDs. So this on click would be, yeah, let's not do on click just yet. The first thing is just making the button appear. So right now, what's the problem? Render bulk actions. It's a function. Yes, that's not what we want. Actually, could this be a get? This could be a get, I believe. And a get will... Yes, here we go, delete. Well, it's not quite in the right place. I think I should make it red as well because it's like a destructive action. And I really want it to have it over there on the right hand side. But, you know, it's a start. So let's call it button danger. That's the first thing. Button danger, delete. And also I only want to show it when we click on something, when something is selected. So we'll go here and we'll say if array dot is empty. I wonder if I can do like selected cards. I wonder if that works. If it's empty, do this whole thing. No, if it's empty, else. Okay, here we go. So we just want like an empty div. It's that way, isn't it? It doesn't like it. Okay, yeah, it doesn't like it. I guess this piping doesn't work for this case. Array is empty. Goes that way around. Alright, awesome. So you don't see it. Now you see it. Now you don't see it. One slight annoying thing is it makes the page jump because obviously it's filling a gap which wasn't there before. Slightly annoying. Don't know what to do about that. Suppose if I put it in the actual header here. Or I could, I don't know where to put it really. Wherever I put it, it's going to make a jump unless the gap is already there. Never mind, we'll come to that later. Okay, so it's not in the right place. It needs to be. Let's wrap it in a div. I want to try and get it over to the other side. I think if I add a class of, I think Bootstrap's got some like alignment stuff. Alignment. Not that kind of alignment. What about right or something? Right aligned with justify content end. I don't know what that does, but let's try it. Does it do what I want? Ha, not really. No. I did think there's some sort of right align. Text alignment, layout alignment, text justify, text right. I don't know if text right's going to work. It's not really text, is it? Oh, it did work. Awesome. Right, so now we've got delete. Kind of sticks out there, doesn't it? Doesn't feel like it's in a great place. Anyway, so when you find these, you would click delete, and delete would make a call, or will make a call any minute now. It's a bit like do edit. Yes, it's pretty much the same as do edit. Do edit, do delete card. We give it a list of card IDs. So this is going to be called so things to delete. I think I'll send something called IDs. And this would be okay. Let's put IDs here. Selected cards. Then we'd say array.map. I don't know if I can just say give me the ID. I think probably not. IDs equals. We don't need any of that stuff. IDs. Can it do it? No, it can't do it. I'll do it longhand. This is a card. This is going to return a string. This is going to be like c dot card ID. I don't remember where card is. Card's just got an ID on it. Okay. Oh. Do delete card. Right, this is just ID. Is that good? What's wrong with it? Can I find a record? Okay, great. So now we need a record for sending that. So this is record delete cards request, and it has IDs, which is an array of string. Right, that's happy. Let's find that function again. Do delete card. Okay, so this is more like card IDs. This is like card data, I suppose. And then we should really have a delete here for API cards. I don't know whether this should be card or cards. I'm going to say card. And everything else is the same, except when we get back around we want to clear away all of the selections. So I think here I might just do a next selected cards is empty. Oops, sorry. My mic's right down here by my arm, so that's why I might hear something. Right, could not delete cards. Okay, so that should make a call to the back end, I believe. Let's give it a go. Let's show me the network. Let's say you and you. Delete. No, oh, I know, we didn't hook up the do delete card onto the select, onto the checkbox. Edit card. Where did I put it? Render bulk items. Delete. Here it is. Delete. On click. It's going to be html.event is a promise never void, and here we'll do delete card. Does this take an E? Unclick E, HTML event, promise never void, delete card, show me delete card again, takes the event. What's your problem? Do delete card. Name function but find event instead. What? Fun event, HTML event. 260. 260. Ah, sorry. Didn't give it its name. Do delete card. I don't know what happened there. I'm pretty sure I had the name in there. Right, now on click on line 470. On click HTML event, promise never void, do delete card, actually that should be enough. Oh yes, we don't want to close this here. Class on click. Right, we're all good. Let's go check this out. Okay, so now if I go and select a couple of these and then do the delete, yes, it posted the delete. with the IDs 1, 2. Okay, awesome. Let's switch to the back end and create the delete for API card. So this is going to be delete API card, do context is logged on. Yes, please. We definitely want to be logged on. And then we're going to go and do the delete. Oops, I dimmed it too much. Yeah, the other thing about this monitor I've got here, I've got two monitors. One is the Apple. I've got an iMac Pro. It's a 5K display. It's awesome, but it's a little bit glary. And then I've got the ultrafine 5K LG screen, and that's a little bit less reflecty. But what I'm finding now is, because I've got these lights, I've got like the green screen behind me, I've got the lights all around me. One of the lights is slightly reflecting off the Apple screen, and it's giving me maybe a little bit of light sort of glare in the eye, I guess. I'll have to figure out what to do about that. Okay, so we're on the home stretch. This is the last thing I'm going to do tonight. So card repo is going to delete, and we're going to have parameters. This is going to be UI delete cards. This is going to be Dell, and then delete. What did I call card repo? Did I call it delete? Yeah, it just takes an array of string which we'll get from Dell. IDs will be called, and that will not really give us anything back that we care about at the moment. And then we need to go and reload everything like this, and that is it. Okay, UI delete cards, let's make that. So a UI object, update card, guess it's going to look a bit like this one. New file, delete cards, UI delete cards, IDs is going to be an array of string, and we'll ditch everything on that side. Okay, let's restart this. Alrighty, let's see if it works. So let's delete legendary card. Yes. Oh, we've got to remove the check afterwards. So we've got 9 cards now, so I delete another one. Now this has got confused now. Okay, 8 cards, 7 cards. Okay, so when we get back from doing the delete, I guess it's on the Mint side in the web app. Do delete card. So we do that, we get the result back. Success response, we say selected cards. Well, this should actually be turning the selected cards, there should be less. Maybe I need to empty the cache. 1, delete. No, it's kept the selection. Why has it kept the selection? The selection should be selected cards. And did I not? Oh yeah, I set it to empty. Why did that not work? Let's check success response. Maybe function of A. Oh, I see. I think I need to wrap it in a function. Because do clear, what does do clear look like? It returns a promise never void, it's a get. Well, it's the same, isn't it? Well, let's just do it like this just in case it's a weird thing. Do clear selection promise never void. Oh, you know what? Oh, it is. The collection's probably cleared, but the tick box thinks it's ticked still because nothing unticked it. So really I should go... I think this is working. I think it's the fact that the checkbox yes, it needs to know if it's ticked or not. So when we reload them, if it's in the select card list, then it should be ticked, and if it's not, it shouldn't be ticked. But how do you make a checkbox? Let's check HTML checkbox ticked, set checked, checked. Maybe it's just like checked equals true or something. Checked equals false. Nope. Maybe like this. Okay, let's make it true and just see if they're all checked. Okay, yes, that's it. So really you want to either say true or false here. Oh no, you need to have any value in here. Something or empty. Yeah, something or empty. Okay, fine. So here we'll put get checked, and we'll give it a card. Wow, my son's really screaming his head off in the other room. Don't know if you can hear that. Get checked card. Let's make a get here called get checked, which takes the card, returns a string. Then we say selected. How do you do this? Yeah, selected cards. Array dot contains card. This is exists. If exists, else. Okay, so if it exists in there, then we should return true. Otherwise, we should return empty. Get. Oh yes, this has got to be a fun because it takes a thing. Right, 406 exists. Oh yeah, I need to put this in a try. Here we go. Right, almost there. Delete that. Delete. There we go. 5, 4. Yay! Bulk delete's working. Awesome. Right, let's do a quick review before I finish up. So, finish specs for insert user cards. There's a few more cases I need to test. Delete a card in the panel. Yep, we just did that. Bulk assigned to a different user. Yep, we can do that. And then the next 3 are weird things happening on RethinkDB, possibly to do with the driver and possibly to do with some other weird thing, or maybe the way I'm using it, I don't know. Great. Well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. Hope you follow me and support me building this trading card game. And see you tomorrow night, 9 o'clock GMT. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.